this, I don't know. But um sorry, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Maybe I was showing too much or whatever. So let me kind of dumb it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start over from the top. We gonna redo this, okay? So the title of my video is "Don't Be So Friendly That You're Stupid." We have to understand the times that we've been living in, that we are in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, I got notes and pictures and all that stuff. Yeah, I may show them all, I may not. I don't know, but that was kind of weird. I never that ain't never happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm gonna start over. I got notes. I'm gonna try to go in order. I feel like I was all over the place anyway. So um, we gotta understand the times that we're in, and so I've been reading scripture, thinking about who we are as a people, the different nations, biblical prophecy happening now, what's going on in the world with this current administration. All this stuff I've been thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Really processing that nothing's really changed in the Bible from back then till now. Only thing that's changed is technology. We still dealing with the same people. You know what I'm saying? And we got to understand the times that we are living in. You know, I have read Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna read that verse again. I mean that chapter again. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 through 8. So I'm gonna read that again because we need to understand the times. Yeah, I am. We need to understand the times that we are in. We need to understand the seasons that we are in, and we have to all these things we have to do it in a righteous way. Right? So I'm about to read this. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Now, all of that, we have to know how to do that in the biblical way, whether it be war, peace, hate, or love, embrace or refrain from embracing. We have to know how to do that in the biblical sense, and we need to understand the season that we are in. Okay, so disclaimer to the Gentiles grafted in. If you are grafted in, meaning that you are sincerely, and the Most High knows your heart. I can't see your heart, but the Most High can see your heart. If you are sincerely love Yah, know who Yah's people is, know the true history, you know what I'm saying? And you're really trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, shout out to you. Shout out to you because we're living in the world to where people is okay with being in deception. They're okay with accepting the lies. They're okay with, you know, overlooking their history. You know what I'm saying? Telling people, certain people to get over stuff. Certain people, you know what I'm saying, they're okay with that. But for you to be able to take a stand for righteousness, this is for the Gentiles that's grafted in, other nations, shout out to you. So, what I'm about to say, I'm not talking about you. I'm not directing nothing towards you. Okay? So, I want to make that disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? But we must talk about the uncomfortable topic regarding race. And why we need to do that? Because the world looks at individuals by their race. We are treated by other people based off of race, jobs, judicial system, um, housing, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, the most people that's affected by these things are so-called black people. And why is that? You know what I'm saying? It's just these curses that's on to us according to Deuteronomy 28. You know what I'm saying? If you read the blessings and the curses, you know the reason why we're going through the things that we are going through is because of the curses. You know what I'm saying? Because we disobeyed Yah, we was, you know, committing spiritual fornication, going after other gods, worshiping other gods, walking away from the Most High Yah. You know what I'm saying? We was doing all these things, so it caused us to go in and out of captivity, which right now we're still in captivity. You know what I'm saying? And we need to understand that these nations are confederate against us and what they have done to us. You know what I'm saying? Why they do what they do, because they know that we are Yah's chosen people, and when we got Yah on our side, they can't touch us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you read in the Bible, you know, when the people was following Yah, when the kings was righteous and all that stuff, when the judges was righteous and all that stuff, how we would win wars and all that stuff. We was untouchable. Everybody knew, people knew about the children of Israel. You get what I'm saying? So it's important for us as so-called black people to understand who we are for real and take this seriously. You know what I'm saying? I was a person that was always super friendly. My mom raised me to not hate nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's better than you and stuff like that, right? So that's how I was raised. And um and so as I got older and stuff like that, you know, my heart, I always knew my heart, I always wanted to do the right thing by people. You know what I'm saying? Like, my heart of hearts was, I want to be right towards people. I don't want to mistreat people. I don't want to do people wrong. But did I mistreat people? Did I do people wrong? Absolutely I did, based off of trauma. Hurt people, right? But and then so yeah, so I would always, I was the kind of person, though, even though I was traumatized and stuff like that and stuff that I went through, I always had I was always like a friendly person. Shalom, Stacy. See, I'm an example of the strength of Yah, our power. Oh yeah, Stacy, absolutely. He absolutely was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the strongest man on earth. You know, but so I was a person that was always super friendly. You know what I mean? I was super trusting. Hey, if you act like you're cool, hey, I'm cool too. Like, I'm cool too. I ain't got no ill will towards nobody. So I would embrace people because any and everybody. That was my problem. That was my big mistake. Was embracing any and everybody for real. You know what I mean? So I would, as a result of that, I would always get burnt. I would always get burnt. My bestie was talking about this earlier. You know what I'm saying? I would always get burnt by people because I was just too open and too, oh, we can all be friends. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have no ill will towards anybody, but not everybody thinks like that, or, you know what I'm saying, want to be, or have good intentions for you. You know what I'm saying? So, I used to say, oh, I don't see color, even though, yeah, you do see color because you got eyes to see. But my thing was, I was like, well, we all humans, so I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't raised to hate nobody. You know what I'm saying? Even though I did know my history. My mom had a book called Without Sanctuary. And this book had pictures of our peoples being lynched, you know what I'm saying, hanging strange fruit, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I knew a lot about history, and I wasn't really exposed to um other nations of people like that. You know what I'm saying? Except for, like, when I went to junior high school. That was like, yeah, junior high school. But other than that, for the most part, I didn't experience this. I didn't experience racism until I got older on my own. You know what I'm saying? And we are in a time to where discernment is needed now more than ever. We need to understand that. Okay, hey Natasha, I got booted off. I'm back. So if you hear me say some of the same things over, that's because I just now restarted because I got kicked off. But anyway, um, we things are being exposed. I'm looking down at my notes. Things are being exposed right now. Stuff that's being hidden is being brought to light. And now, if you guys are really paying attention, these small hats, the small hats, are doing things to uh they want to, like, there's no more freedom of speech, right? You can't just say, especially about them and what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can't speak ill against them. You know, they got a hold of TikTok and all that stuff. They bought up TikTok, and you know, there's so much stuff that they're doing for real. You know what I mean? And as much as they trying to suppress people's voices, stuff is coming to light. Stuff is being revealed more and more. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop y'all's awakening. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they are trying to do. They don't want us to know who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know if our people really sit back and think about why is that? You know, I used to ask my mom before I became into the awakening, and especially when I started my job where I work at. I work around the elites, right? The rich people. You know what I'm saying? That's running stuff, right? And I would I would ask my mom, like, Mom, why are we hated? Why is my people? Why are we hated so much? Right? This is right before I became awoken to who I was. And my mom would say, I don't know. Maybe because Jesus was black, you know, because we both wasn't woke at the time. And I would always question, why is my people suffering? Like, why do we gotta go through this? Why is certain people are in power? Why is this? Why is that? I have so many questions about races of people, and I just didn't understand why. And then, you know, praise y'all, um I got awoken to who I was. But I remember I would be, you know, at work, and I would see a group of, like, probably like 4 or 5, you know, white kids walking, white young man walking, Caucasian young man walking. And I remember I would think to myself, like, they ain't gotta worry about driving while black, or, you know, being discriminated against, or, you know, they ain't gotta worry about the police. You know what I'm saying? Because our people, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I think around that time, it was like the whole George Floyd thing and was had happened, and it was just so much stuff that was happening, and I just wouldn't understand, like, wow, like, they really I used to think, like, dang, why couldn't I be born this? I'm being real, y'all. So, you know, I hope y'all I used to think to myself back in the day, like, why I couldn't have been born white? It would have been better for me, because they run, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the US of A, you know, and stuff is good for them. They ain't gotta worry about too much. They ain't gotta worry about, oh, I can't go over here because, you know, like sundown towns. They ain't gotta worry about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I would question certain things, but now that I know that the reason why we're in this situation is because of the curses on us, because of our disobedience of our ancestors, and of us, you know, it's like it all makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? And then also, after now we're past the 400-year mark, right? We're past the 400-year mark, and stuff is still happening. You know what I'm saying? Stuff is still happening. Like, our people are still being strange fruit. You know what I'm saying? Some more people are still, and they want to, the news want to report it as, oh, they committed suicide. But come on, man. Some of the stuff come on. You know, like, we know what's going on for real. Like, and it's like the verse, Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. The Most High was a little displeased. You know what I'm saying? But the heathens, for our affliction, they're still doing stuff today. You know what I'm saying? To our people. And it's like, I'm at the point now, to be honest with you, I can't take another police brutality video, our people shot in the back video. I just can't take no more of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is really heart wrenching, disturbing. You know what I'm saying? I have a son. I have a son that's 21 years old. And when he goes out, I think about, dang, I hope he don't get, get a, I hope he don't come across the wrong cop. I hope he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like the things that we as so-called black people have to worry about. You know what I'm saying? It's really heart wrenching. You know what I'm saying? And I need for, the Gentiles that's grafted in, for you guys that's grafted in, I need you guys to understand or try to understand where some of our people is coming from. I'm not talking about the ones that's on the corners spewing hate, telling y'all to kiss their feet and all that stuff. I'm not talking about them because they wrong. They ain't supposed to be doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, yeah, he ain't telling them brothers to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand some of our people don't want to be, how can I say this? I just got to say it. Some of our people do not want to be bothered by Gentiles because, and it's not that they hate you or nothing like that, but it's because of the history of what our people has endured. You know what I'm saying? Like the history. Like I was watching this one video. Shout out to K Judah. I love his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people may not rock with him for real because of the stuff that he says. You know what I mean? He's very he say what he say. But he showed a video of this young boy. The boy looked like he was about 4 or 5 or 6 maybe, right? He says, so the person was interviewing the little kid and was asking him, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" This little boy says, this little Caucasian boy says, "I want to be a murderer. I want to get I want to kill people." And I'm just like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like some of our people, know the history, know that what the colonizers have done and what they continue to do and what they have always done. And some of them choose to stay away. Are they rude and disrespectful and mean? You know what I'm saying? No, they're not. They just choose, they rather just deal with their own people because of the history. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to tell the Gentiles, like, please don't feel no type of way. Understand the ones I'm talking to the ones that's grafted in, not the heathen, not the ones that's racist, but please understand where it all comes from. You know what I'm saying? Because we have been a people that has been mistreated in every way possible and continues to be mistreated in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? And don't take it to heart. Again, I'm speaking to the Gentiles grafted in that know who the people are. They really love y'all for real. I'm talking to you, the sincere ones, because there's some people that so-called grafted in that ain't really sincere. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch out for those people too. But I'm talking to the sincere ones that's grafted in. Understand that some of our people, some of my people that look like me, is not trying to be around certain groups of people because what they have done and continue to do to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because our people are still going through a whole lot. We still dealing with a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And some, it just is what it is. Oh man, I think my connection, did my connection go off? Oh my God. Hey, y'all, is my connection off? Is my connection off? Please let me know in the chat. Is my connection off, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, yeah, because my connection had went off again. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. My connection had went off again. But um, yeah, so just kind of understand that, and for our people, for the ones, okay, thank you, Natasha. So for the ones that look like me, but they sellouts, sellouts, you guys are the biggest enemies for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, because and who are the real sellouts for real? Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of okay, Sarah. I don't know if you guys have heard of Officer Tatum. That dude is a clown. You know what I'm saying? He's so, yeah, Officer Tatum, the Hodge twins. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be really is really try to be dismissive of who they are, as that they're a part of us, but they want to not be a part of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, all they do is make videos disparaging so-called black people, but yet they're black. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the sellouts. These rappers that's selling their soul for fame and money and help destroying the black community are sellouts. Those are the real sellouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really sad and heartbreaking that we have people that want to appease to certain groups of people because um they want to they want to appease them. Basically, it's like, you want to appease certain groups of people because of what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with trying to appease people. I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? The truth is the truth, and what people gonna take the truth, or people are not gonna take the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's not nothing that I can be bothered with worrying about if people are gonna accept the truth or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to accept the truth for what it is, and if you don't, that's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, some things has to be said. You can't. There's no way you can sugarcoat it or nothing like that. For example, our babies was fed as alligator. My bad, y'all, was a gnat. But so, like, for example, our babies was fed as alligators. I mean, as bait to alligators, right? How can you say that in the way that's sugarcoating? Is there a way that you can sugarcoat that saying? No, you cannot. It's the actual truth. You know what I'm saying? So some things has to be said, right? So with that, we have to know who we're dealing with. According to Psalms 83, these other nations are federate against us. Again, if you're a Gentile grafted in, you love y'all's people, you part of us, you with us, this ain't talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, we as Israelites gotta understand that these other nations are confederate against us. We got our people moving to Africa thinking that we're Africans and all this stuff, which we're not. And them Africans are scamming them. These African our people is dying over there in Africa at alarming rates because they are killing our people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta know who our enemy is, whether it be spiritually or physically. We have to know who they are and know how to move accordingly. Again, in a biblical, righteous way, not hateful, not being disrespectful, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask the Most High to give you discernment and to understand the times that we are living in, man. We are living in different times. It's not lovey-dovey times all the time. It's not time to embrace any and everybody all the time. You know what I'm saying? According to the Bible says it's a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. My guard right now is up high. You know what I'm saying? If I rock with you, I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? And I know that right now I'm in the next chapter of my life. Moving forward, the Most High has moving on to my next chapter. Now, again, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to come across people that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them for real. But that's what Most High give me discernment to know who to deal with, who not to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my solid people that I rock with, I praise y'all for you guys. I love y'all to death. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to y'all about anything, and be vulnerable with y'all, and I love y'all for that. And again, back to these house Negroes and rappers and all that stuff. I'm thinking about Nick, Nicki Minaj, right? I was telling my sis earlier today, and this thought had been came to me, but I was thinking about her, like, of course she was at one time she was rapping, she was throwing out, she was making music and all that stuff. Her stuff was selling and all that stuff. Then uh she got blackballed, right? I remember she had a radio called Queen Radio or whatever, and she was talking about how she had got blackballed. Again, I don't listen to rap music and this foolishness. I don't listen to that crap, but I'm making a point. So yeah, so she got blackballed. She wasn't making music. She wasn't invited to the award show and all that stuff, right? So all that stuff has stopped. But now she's MAGA. She's a Trump supporter and all this stuff. And I think to myself, like, well, I wonder what she used as a pawn. Like, which they always use our people as pawns anyway, but was that set up? Was she blackballed to be used in this time? Like, to be used as a pawn for Trump? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just think about all that stuff because now you hearing about the Epstein files and all that stuff, and all the wickedness within that stuff. It was just like, oh my goodness! Like, I had watched a video about him, and I didn't know the Epstein files was 3 million pages long. Like, that's so crazy. But the stuff that they was doing was so disturbing, so disgusting. I couldn't even watch the full video because it was too much. You know what I'm saying? But who are the people that goes down for the stuff that they're doing? People that look like me. P Diddy is in prison. Yeah, and he's in my aunt. I don't rock with him no way because the stuff that he did was just demonic anyway. But what I'm saying is, our people pay the crimes for other nations. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, we got to understand, we got to really understand who our enemy is spiritually and physically. You know what I'm saying? Trump is trying to incite a race war. Like, the stuff that he's doing, the stuff that he just did the other day about putting Michelle Obama and whatever, the Obamas, how he put their faces on the ape body and all that stuff, and it's just like, you trying to provoke our people, and I hope our people continue to stay smart, to not go out there protesting and doing all this crazy stuff, because this ain't our fight. You know what I'm saying? Don't get sucked into what they got going on for real, because at the end of the day, we gonna be the human shields. We're gonna be the ones that they target. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys heard, it was this one lady. She tweeted this about a week ago. She says, this is a true story. I don't know if you guys heard this, but she said, can we please go back to regular police brutality after that Alex guy, got unalived by ICE, and who was the other lady that got unalived by ICE? I forgot her name, but anyway, after those two people that don't look like me got unalived, she made that tweet. Can we go back to regular police brutality? Huh? Who says stuff like that? And the regular police brutality is against my people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is the stuff that we as so-called black people have to deal with. And of course, she doubled down and wanted to give a weak apology and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this is the stuff our people have to consistently go through. Now the 400 years is up. You know what I'm saying? The 400 years, yeah, that was rightfully us to go through because we had disobeyed the Most High and all that stuff. 400 years is up. Now you're forward in the affliction. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High, when the Most High come back, he's coming back to avenge for his people. Yes, at the end of the day, just because you're a blood-born Israelite does not mean you're going to make it into the kingdom, because you're not. You know what I'm saying? You have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You got to do the right thing by the Most High. You have to. You must do that. So please don't mistake what I'm trying to say, that I'm just thinking like, oh, just because you're Israelite that you're going to make it in the kingdom. No, because there's some Gentiles that's going to get in the kingdom before some of the Israelites are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aware of that. But what I'm saying is, it's coming a time where the whole world, it's already civil unrest happening right now, because the whole frozen people going around doing what they doing, right? It's coming a time when the whole world is going to turn on us. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand the people that you are around, the nations that you're dealing with. And when I talk about other nations, I'm not just talking about Caucasian. I'm talking about Asians. I'm talking about Africans. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, the ones that's not Israelites. You have to be careful who you're surrounding yourself with, who you are dealing with, and even some of your Israelites brothers or sisters. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling my good sis earlier. You know what I'm saying? You have to be careful with the company that you keep. You get what I'm saying? Because when the judgment is on them, you don't want to be a part of their judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand. It's important, if you don't have it, to have discernment. Ask the Most High to have discernment. Be able to see what's in the spiritual. I praise the Most High that I'm able to see in the spiritual for real. So I know how to navigate. I know how to navigate through different people. You know what I'm saying? And we have to. Um, we are in a time to where people. The Bible say, I'm gonna go to this. It says, Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So how do you be in those times? Are you supposed to just love everybody? But that love is waxing cold? No. Again, you have to operate in a way to where it's biblical, though. You know what I'm saying? That's where wisdom come in. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, really study the scriptures. I can't stress enough to study the Bible for yourselves. Don't be led by man, because the idea of us all studying scriptures for ourselves, when we come together, each of us get different revelations, right? So when we come together and we expound upon what we read and what we learned, it's an iron sharpening iron thing type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important for you to study on your own and know the word of the Most High for yourself, so we can help sharpen each other. You know what I'm saying? You may get a revelation, I may get a revelation, she may get a revelation. We come together and it's like, wow, it's edifying for all of us. So you need to know who's who, you know. Of course, again, I say it's wickedness in all nations. Not everybody is wicked people in every nation. Some Israelites is wicked. We already know about that. We didn't talk about that many times here, because I always talk about that. But you have to keep your eyes, you have to keep your head and eyes on a swivel. And I missed the whole part. Yeah. So, and I was telling my sis one day, right? I was um, I was driving, right? In the hood. So I'm gonna say 3 miles, right? Because if I was to tell you the streets, people, if you don't live in California, you wouldn't know the streets. So I'm gonna say 3 miles, right? I'm driving, and you know how they always say like, oh, it's different. It's in the hood. It's nothing but churches and liquor stores, right? They always say that. So I told myself one day, I said, I'm gonna count the churches in the hood, right? So I'm driving 3 miles, y'all. 3 miles. I counted. I stopped at 30 churches. I stopped counting at 30 churches within 3 miles. And I'm looking at the churches. What do they have to offer for real? They have to offer. I seen tutoring. They had food giveaways. Some had clothes giveaways. Some had help for women that I think it was like the domestic violence type of thing or something like that. So it was one church that had that. I don't know if I said tutoring, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at all the what they had to offer, but the hood is still messed up. The dudes out there still gang banging and, bang banging up at pow powing each other and all that stuff. All that stuff is still going on, and it's just like I feel like it's a slap in the face for real. You know what I'm saying? Like they say separation between church and state, but there's no such thing as that. You know what I'm saying? Because the politicians still coming into churches, and I remember when I used to go to Sunday church. The politicians still coming into churches and trying to tell people to vote for X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Which we're not supposed to be doing. And the foundation of these churches is this. These people were they will go to church and do stuff like this. I'm not gonna even. Hopefully, I don't get shut off. And do stuff like this. They will do this, be at church, and after service, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really sad because we have so-called black people has been they try to monitor everything that we do, what we watch, what we listen to. You know what I'm saying? And so many of our people are brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? Like they are brainwashed into believing certain things. And I'm all about the truth for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about the Bible, what the Bible says, who we are as a people, who they are as a people. You know what I'm saying? Being in this awakening again, I always say, is a whole nother world for real. We are in a whole nother world. And we got to understand that this world is the real world. The other world that people are sleeping is the false world. It's not reality. And the times that we are living in, y'all, it's not a time of peace. It's not a time of peace. It's not a time of lovey-dovey embracing everybody. It's not that time. You have to know how to move in these times. You know what I'm saying? You got to be wise. I'm going to read some verses. Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. We constantly see our people getting unalive, and they hold themselves not guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, we in a time of judgment. Like I'm gonna read Genesis chapter 15, verses 13 and 14, and it's just like we are in the time of judgment, you guys. Yes, people are waking up, but you guys gotta understand we are in the time of judgment. And in Genesis chapter 15, verse 13 and 14, and he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. We are in the judgment season. I was watching the video of K. Judah yesterday on the Shabbat. He was showing, I don't know if you guys remember the Sonia Macy when she got when the cop unalived her, right? Do you know? So they sent him to 20 years, which is not enough, to be honest with you, but they gave him 20 years in prison. Do you guys know this man has cancer? He has colon cancer and he has rectal cancer, and it's spread all through his body, his liver, his lungs and all. It's spread everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the Most High is not playing. The Most High is not playing. It's judgment right now. We need to understand understand the time that you in and know how to move accordingly in these times and the people that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be caught up with the wrong people. They're getting judged and you're a part of that. You get what I'm saying? It's important for you to watch the company you keep. That man, that unalived Sonia, has cancer. Like, and it's spread. The Most High is not playing. He didn't play with us. You see the stuff that he went through. He's not playing with the other nations neither. When he come back, he's coming back with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's coming back for what they have done to Israel. True Yasharallah. You know what I'm saying? And then, it was, I didn't know about this guy, but it was a young black man. He had a farm. Again, this is what I watched yesterday from K Judah, right? He had a farm, and he allowed some Caucasians to move in or whatever. He thinking that, he's trying to help them, all that stuff. He allowed them to move in. What happened was, they I don't know what they got into it for. They got into it. The police, they called the police on him. He had to leave his own house. They kicked him out of his own house, took over his house. He was homeless. They took over his house. You know what I'm saying? Basically stole his house from him, stole his farm from him, right? Do you know? So it was the mom, the dad, and the daughter that took over his house, right? Do you know the mom and the dad died in a plane crash? Died in a plane crash. You know what I'm saying? Like, the different things that's happening right now. Another thing, when Trayvon Martin got killed, you know what I'm saying? It was a guy that was, I don't remember his name, but it was a guy that was team Zimmerman, and was all about what Zimmerman did and all that stuff. He was happy that he, whatever. He was like, making fun of Trayvon Martin death and all that stuff. He did all that stuff, right? Do you know this man has recanted and just like, oh man, you know what? Yes, Trayvon Martin was profiled because he was black. Because if he was white, George Zimmerman wouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? He said all that. He recanted his story. But why did he recant his story? Because both of his sons got killed. And I believe his dad, was it his dad? I think it was his dad that died. And he said that God has been dealing with him. You know what I'm saying? So with that, he has recanted everything. How he was making fun of Trayvon Martin and all that stuff. Now he recants. He recants that. You know what I'm saying? The time of judgment is now. Again, we got to understand who we are dealing with when we deal with these other nations, for real. Because for the most part, the most of the world hates us. If we being honest, the Bible says it's only a remnant. It's only a remnant even with our people. Because some of our people are some of the wickedest people you ever want to meet. You know what I'm saying? And I stay far away from them kind of people. I want to be around people that love Yah. That really is about serving Yah and living the life for Yah. Not trying to, you know what I'm saying, appease people. I don't care about appeasing nobody. I'm not here to appease no man. Nobody. I'm here to tell people the unadulterated truth. You know what I'm saying? And if you about that, we about that. But if you're not about that, then you're gonna have a problem with me, because I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like certain things, it's funny because certain things, like, it's uncomfortable to talk about. Race is one of those things. Talking about real history is one of those things, but somebody got to talk about it. Somebody has to talk about it. Somebody has to bring it to light. Somebody has to be honest about what's really going on for real. Oh, Shalom, Queen, girl. I already been on here with like 43 minutes. I'm about to be getting off soon, but Shalom, girl. But we gotta know that most people not on our side. Most people aren't on our side, and the Bible says, and when stuff hit the fan, even our own family members gonna turn on us. So what more would the other nations do to us? You know what I'm saying? When all hell break loose, when civil war crack off, guess who they gonna be hunting down? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, again, my guard is up. My guard is up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm standoffish, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not a hateful, mean person, nothing like that. But I understand Oh, two sons. Oh, okay. It was two sons and a brother, not his father. It was two. So the man that was making fun of Trayvon Martin death, it was two. His sons got killed and his brother got. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the Most High is showing people that He's not playing with. He's not playing. Like He didn't play with us, His children. These other nations, He's about to show them that I'm not playing with you guys neither. You know what I'm saying? You guys can't just do anything to my people and not expect for judgment to come. You know what I'm saying? And we have to have these conversations. You know, yes, the Most High, graft. You know what I'm saying? Allow other nations to be grafted in because of our, you know what I'm saying, to make us jealous and all that stuff. You know, but at the end of the day, man, we need to get right with Yah. We need to get right with Yah, whether you are an Israelite, bloodborn or not. We need to get right with Yah because Yah is coming back with a vengeance. I heard a lady said, this lady said, some people said they heard, I never heard the man, but I heard a lady said, she said, I would rather burn in hell than to serve a black Jesus. I would rather burn in hell than to serve a black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like the hearts of these people. And then I don't know if I said it. I don't know if I said it in the live that they got took down or not. But I said that this one white dude said, if I can put every black person in a building, get this, y'all, put every black person in the building. I wish I could do that and lock the building and set the building on fire. You know what I'm saying? These are the hearts of some of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like not some, but a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta watch out for the ones that say they sojourning, but they really don't mean it for real. They still have that privilege, white privilege, whatever privilege that they have. Some of them still got that harboring in their heart. So if that's you, I want to speak to you. If you're a sojourner and you secretly still have some type of vendetta against Yah's people, you need to check that. You need to check that for real because you won't get into the kingdom. If you thinking that you're gonna pull a fast one on a Yah, that's not gonna work neither. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was watching this documentary, y'all, and this lady, she's a teacher. I'm about to get off soon, hopefully. This teacher, she was a white lady, and she was talking about how she treated the black students differently from the white students, right? She said that she would she did that. And she said and what made her think about it, I mean, what caught her attention one day is because she was treating this black student a certain type of way. And she said she caught herself in the middle of treating that student that way, right? And she said it was kind of like it was like an automatic thing that she was automatically doing. And she said she had to when she got by herself, she had to check herself and say, look, this is not right. You cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? And so she said she changed her ways or whatever. But it goes to the fact that some of these people, a lot of these people, not some of these people, but a lot of these people really is born with this hatred towards us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got to be careful. That's the truth of the matter. We have to be careful about who we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, again, I'm not promoting hate. I'm not promoting none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, the Bible says it's time for hate and time for love. But, again, in a righteous way. But I'm not promoting people to stand on the corner and be disrespectful and rude to other nations of people. No, I'm not saying that. But you got to understand who you dealing with. Who's running this country, who's running this world. We got to understand that those people are our enemies for real. They're not for us. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to encourage my people that look like me. I want to encourage y'all to continue to read and study the Bible. Continue to have discernment for the ones that have it. And the ones that don't, pray for it. Continue to have discernment. Know who you're dealing with in real life. Know how to navigate through that. Know when to embrace, when to refrain from embracing. Know when to do those things. And if you choose not to involve yourself with certain groups of people, then that's just what it is. But you Gentiles that's grafted in, you got to understand where some of my people are coming from for real. Because some people just like, I just don't trust them because all they ever shown me was, you know, negativity. All they ever shown me was hate. So therefore, as a result of me seeing that all the time, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be around them. You have to understand that part too. You know what I'm saying? If you sincerely love Yah, you will get it. You know what I mean? Truth is the truth. The history of the colonizers is not a good history. You know, I'm gonna show y'all something. Hopefully, like again, I gotta be careful because the live they shut me down my live. But look, if y'all can see this, you see this? Wait, let me see. Look at these prices for values of slaves, 1834. Look at this. Look at these ages of people. You see this? The ages and the prices for these. You see this? I'm trying to take a good look at this. This is what our people was sold. We was property. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why? You know? But the reason why is because we disobeyed the Most High. You know? But I wanted to come on here and encourage everybody. Encourage my people. Encourage my people. Because I think that we don't get enough encouragement as a people for real. It's so many house Negroes, sellouts. It's a lot of those. We see a lot of those. Those are promoted. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that genuinely love our people is not promoted for real. We don't see a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be that person to love on my people for real. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate nobody. I never was a person that just like, oh, I just hate them because they're no. But be encouraged in these times, man, because things are about to, you know what I'm saying? We're headed towards the Great Tribulation, which is going to be a horrible time. You know what I'm saying? And when you see that abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, you know what I'm saying? Try to get to that wilderness, man. You know, if it's Yah's will for you to get there, you know. But if not, you got to stay in here and, you know, whatever the case is, you know, trust Yah. Trust Yah. Love on your people. You know, again, Gentiles grafted in, understand what some of our people are going through. You know what I'm saying? How they feel, how they may feel. Imagine, try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Try to empathize with some of our people. You know what I'm saying? Really understand, because some of y'all don't understand what it's like to be us. And the things that we got to endure, the hardships that are the obstacles that's put in front of us every day. You know, the stuff that the laws that are made to continue to further oppress us. That's why I don't get into that whole voting thing. The voting thing doesn't even matter for real. You know what I'm saying? But so just wanted to encourage my folks and, you know, enlighten the Gentiles grafted in to understand, you know, like this, the stuff we go through ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to kill us off for years. You know what I'm saying? Building our homes in places where you can, you know, certain fumes can, you know, kill you off. And, you know, when we had togetherness, what they do, bombed our cities, put cities underwater, all kind of stuff that we have to endure as a people. You get what I'm saying? When y'all understand the stuff that we go through, try to empathize. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if that was you going through that. As a people, you constantly see your people being oppressed, being shot down in the streets, shot in the back. You know what I'm saying? Unarmed, unalived. And we constantly unalived. You know what I'm saying? Try to understand. But hopefully I said everything I needed to say. I hope I wasn't all over the place for real, because I feel like I was. My live I was on earlier, it got shut down, man. But maybe because I was doing too much or saying too much, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show some more pictures and I'm about to get off. So these are the sellouts. And too bad I didn't get no male rappers, but sellout. This is what they want our women to be, is whores. This I think she's a rapper too. I don't know, but this is how they want our. This is how they represent our people, looking like this. You know, our men. We kings. We come from a line of kings and queens, right? They have dumbed down the women to be whores. Look at this. This man might as well not wear any pants. Because why? Why do we got to see her drawers? You know what I'm saying? This is how they got our people looking, and they make money off of this. These people are rich off of our trauma. Everything that we do, they rich off of it. You know what I'm saying? You might as well, even though these are statues. You know what I'm saying? But this is how our young men is looking today. These are the real sellouts. Why? What happened to class, man? What happened to this? Look at this man and this woman. They look beautiful. She looks beautiful. What happened to these times, man? Look at these women. Aren't they beautiful? Look at them. You still can be a beautiful woman and be fully clothed. You still can. Look at these women. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You still can be beautiful and fully clothed. And I praise the Most High, Yah, that He delivered me from my low self-esteem and the way that and my toxic way of thinking, because I was that person that I thought I had to wear next to nothing clothing to attract a man. The lies of the devil. Look at this. They look ridiculous as men. This is the stuff that we this is what they have to turn our people into. But wake up. You a child of the king. You should not be looking like that, you know? But anyway, I hope this was let me finish reading these verses. So Ezekiel 7:24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. The Most High sent the worst of the heathens to us. Whew. Don't be a dummy. That's this title of the verse that I thought of. Proverbs 14:15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Don't be a simple person. Don't be a simpleton. Satan. This is about Satan. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Again, know the times that you are in. Know how to move. This is not lovey-dovey season, peace season. You know what I'm saying? The world is getting ready for turmoil. You need to get your mind and your hearts prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? However the Most High leads you, that's how He leads you. But make sure the Most High is leading you, and you're not leaning on your own understanding and doing things against His will. Because we still, no matter what season we're in, whether it's war or peace, you want to be righteous. Get what I'm saying? That's my whole point. So, again, I hope this video was good enough. I'm about to get off. It's 59 minutes, too long for me. Matthew 22:14 says, for many are called, few are chosen. Guys, be blessed.